Alright, so we're talking about parallel lines and proportional parts. We're still working with triangles, okay? And remember, we're talking about similarity, not congruency. Okay, so there are 4 VIP theorems and corollaries that you're going to need to know. 4. So we're going to do them in our notes, and then we're going to break them down in our own words, because we don't always like scholarly words, right? We like to have common sense. So we're going to do a scholarly version and then normal people version. So here is your first theorem. It's called the triangle proportionality theorem. So let me just explain this, and then we're going to write it in our own words. Okay? So you have 2 triangles right here. You have triangle XTY, and you have triangle RTS. Do you see the 2 separate triangles? Okay. If in a triangle proportionality theorem, if 2 of these lines are parallel, which they tell us right here, XY and RS are parallel. So if this line is parallel to this line, then, so if they are parallel, then their sides are automatically proportional, which is where this comes in play. Then RX is proportional to XT, and SY is proportional to TY. Okay, so now I want you to go to the sheet that I have the VIP theorems on. And the very first one we're going to write is the triangle proportionality theorem. Triangle proportionality theorem. Okay, so let's break this down. If there are 2 parallel lines in a triangle, is all that good? Is that sentence a doable sentence? If there are 2 parallel lines in a triangle, then the sides are what? Good job. Then these sides are proportional. If there are 2 parallel lines in a triangle, then the sides are proportional. So, tell me, which 2 lines are parallel? EB and DC. So let's put the example and let's set up our own little equation right here. BE is parallel to CD. That is true. They told me that. Okay, well, if those 2 lines are parallel, then it makes the sides proportional. So CB would be proportional to what? BC is to AB. CB is to, or you can say BA. CB is to BA as DE is to what? EA. Here's the difference in this and what we did earlier. You don't have to take small to large, small to large. That's the difference. You just take BC to AB, DA to EA. Well, someone in first period said, well, they're not the same. Are they supposed to be the same? No, they're not congruent. They are similar. That's the point, okay? So let's go practice example number 1. We know that RT is parallel to VU. We know it for a fact. Well, then our sides are proportional. So no longer do I have to do 3 is to 11. I can just say 3 is to 8 as X is to what? X is to 12. Cross multiply. You get 36 equals 8x. And x would be equal to? Four and a half. Okay, but remember it says find SU. Don't just find x, find SU. Well, isn't SU just x? Okay, so just to make the people who made this question happy, aka me, we'll say SU is equal to 4.5. Okay, well, you try number 2. Try example 2. You should get the same answer no matter which way you set it up. So you don't have to do both. I just set it up twice to show you that either way, it gets the same answer. Did you all get x equals 8? Okay. I want you to try 1 and 2. Try 1 and 2 and stop. Check your answers on 1 and 2. Do we have questions? We all good on 1 and 2? Okay. Now I need you to move over to your notes and copy this down. This is the second one. I need you to copy this down, please. Okay, what this means. Let me explain. There's a mid-segment, and it's in the middle of this triangle. So right here, you see these two parallel lines. Well, JK, the one in the middle, JK is your mid-segment. Okay, so JK is the mid-segment. And I'm not JKing. JK is the mid-segment. Okay? Oh, I wrote that down. Okay, so this is the mid-segment. Now, when you know the mid-segment, JK will be half of FG because it's the mid-segment. It's just always half. So if this is in the middle, it's half of this. So let me ask you this question. If JK is 12, what's FG? Correct. 24. Vice versa, if I told you FG is 40, what would JK be? 20. So if you look at number 3 of your notes, if you look at number 3, we have a little mid-segment going on here. This right here is your mid-segment, and it is half of the longest side. So how would you find x? Divide this by 2, and you would get that x is equal to 17.5. Okay? All right, take a few minutes to do 4, 5, and 6. 4, 5, and 6. Check your answers. Notice on number 5, they gave you the whole in one of them, and you had to find the other segment. So you had to use 33 to subtract 11 and get 22. Questions on 4, 5, or 6? Yes? Oh, you're just stretching. Alright guys, so we're going to stop there in our notes. We're not done, but for today we're going to stop. If you look at the practice sheet I gave you on the front, I want you to do 1 through 5 only. But let me explain 3, 4, and 5. If they are parallel, then the sides are proportional. But the converse works as well. If they are proportional, then they are parallel. So on number 3, if you have AD is 15, DB is 12, AE is 10, and EC is 8, you can determine whether DE and BC are parallel. Because if they're proportional, then they're parallel. So that's what you're doing on 3, 4, and 5. I want to know, are these two parallel? And it can change from question to question. Does that make sense? Okay? So, don't pack up. You have 3 minutes. I want you to get as much of this done as you can.